The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network. Hello, everyone. It's the week of February 4th, 2019. My name is Jackie Cooper, and this might be news to you. What up, everybody? It's season 4, episode 21, and it's Takeover week.
We're here.
I have with me, as always, co-host Amy. Say what up. Co-host Allison.
What up?
And a very special guest today, Taylor.
Yo, what up? Yo, you just killed that. You just grand slammed that.
I want everyone to know, all you bitches out there that have tried this, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm coming at everybody that's tried this. Mainly Kev, I feel like. I don't know. Who else has done?
I think it's only been Kev and John.
John. You know, I'm coming at John too now.
Yeah. Good.
Always.
Good. Put him on notice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Blown away. Takeover week starts off with a bang.
What the fuck?
This is so weird for us.
I know.
We're all very nervous because this is such a structured show, and we're
not used
we're gonna
to
try to
structure.
do we're not used to
We're not used
structure
to it.
but
So the whole thing behind Takeover week is that I wanted to give our listeners a taste of the other personalities on the network and other shows that they may or may not listen to. You know what I mean? Get everybody kind of out of their element and put them into something new and just kind of mix things up a little bit.
And as a bonus, we can just do better than them and rub in their faces. Yeah,
just
for sure. Let's be honest.
Everybody's
That's the
on
goal.
everybody's
That's all
on different
just striving
shows from here on out. Just
let me show you how it's done. Anything you can do, we can do better.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be a special edition of Relatable Radio with the Might Be News crew instead of you guys.
Yep.
So you guys are Relatable Radio. This is Might Be News.
This is true.
So very cool. Very cool. You guys ready to do some good news?
Yeah.
Why am I so nervous to do this good news story?
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
Right. Week 21, Allison. What do you got?
All right, guys. So this was in Chicago. A Good Samaritan made sure that more than 70 homeless people had a warm place to sleep after their propane tanks were confiscated as temperatures fell. Her name's Candace Payne. She put 20 hotel rooms on her credit card at first, spread the news on Facebook, and then 60 more people came around and helped her. So I guess they had set up these camps for them, and then they were too close to space heaters and one exploded. So this is what made her kind of go ahead and do that, which is
Awesome.
super cool. Yeah.
That's great.
And then they had, how many rooms did they end up getting?
They got
80 rooms.
80.
I think it was
20.
the grand total.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have a couple other good news stories. Let's see. Leonardo DiCaprio and his Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, which he's been running now for 20 years. It just recently hit the 20-year anniversary. And at the celebration dinner or whatever, he announced that they would be funding $11 million worth of money to the wildlands conservation, oceans conservation, climate change, indigenous rights, transforming California, an innovative solution. And all that comes to over $100 million worth of work that he's about to be doing for climate change and finding alternative energy and all that stuff, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
The other story that I have is that there is a man in Texas named Joseph Walker. He's a veteran, and they were having a funeral for him, and no one was expected to come. So the cemetery posted on Facebook about, they said, quote, "Please come out. We do not leave veterans behind." And thousands of people showed up.
Oh my God.
Thousands of people showed up. Never met this guy before in his life, but they showed up for the funeral and hung out afterwards, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's great.
But that's what I got for good news. And good news is sponsored by 610 Vape Den, located at 2320 East Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Max is our guy down there at 610 Vape Den. Holler at him for all your vaping, Juul, CBD, all this stuff. He's got it all. Anything that has to do with vaping, anything that you want there, holler at him, and you'll tell him that you heard it from us, and you'll get a little discount down there. Holler at Max, 610 Vape Den, 2320 East Lincoln Highway. All right. So let's see. We got some other news stories to talk about tonight. I've got, by the way, Allison, fantastic job.
Yeah, thanks. Nailed it.
Fantastic. Everybody's doing so good right now. So good. So I wanted to talk about a couple things. First of all, scientists believe that they have found a way to translate brain waves into speech. In a scientific first, neuroengineers have created a system that translates thought into intelligible, recognizable speech.
That's great.
Wait, so why now?
Right now, it's going to read your brain waves, and it's
Right.
going to just be jumbled because we're so mind blown over
Right.
this.
could you do that with a baby?
I don't know.
But do they really know the speech?
No.
yet?
Why
It says
not? No.
it says by
No,
monitoring someone's brain activity, the technology can reconstruct the words a person hears with unprecedented clarity. So it would have to be words that you hear, recognize, and know. So probably not with a baby or
Okay.
like an animal or something like
But I
that.
want
Maybe an
that.
animal.
Crazy.
Maybe
That'd
an
be
animal.
so weird.
Maybe that's the next
Maybe.
step.
That could be the next
Let's
step.
try it on a baby because now I really want to know. Because, like,
Yeah.
why are they crying? Oh, let's read its brain waves. Oh, it's hungry, or the baby
so-
needs to be changed,
That'd be
or
so easy.
gas.
So
Yeah,
great.
right.
Can you imagine?
It also lays the groundwork for helping people who cannot speak, such as those living with ALS or recovering from stroke, regain their ability to communicate
Yeah.
with people around them.
Amazing.
I don't know about babies. Just simply because
Don't have one.
it says that it has to monitor
Yeah.
the person, like the individual has to
So
already
I guess
know
it couldn't
these
really.
words.
Well, what about somebody who's been in a coma?
But as long as they
I mean,
knew
there's-
how to
there's
speak
brain-
prior to that,
Yeah.
As long as I guess there's brain activity.
yeah, as long as there's brain activity, yeah.
But what if it reads your mind when you don't want it to? And you're like, what if there's like, you're
Yeah, but
you're
when
thinking
you-
dirty
I want
thoughts
it.
and
Yeah, you
all
need
of a
like
sudden-
a shut-off button.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Stop.
I need to be alone.
Brick wall.
Turn this thing off. Like,
Like, man, I'm so horny right
right,
now.
Oh my god.
But like yeah, you would have to need like a little turn off switch
Something,
of some
right?
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just think it's so interesting because we talked about this it was probably like a year ago. And they were saying that they were getting closer and closer to being able to do this. And now it seems as though they've got it.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
I'm just so crazy that people are smart enough to do
I
that.
know.
It's not-
Thank
it's not
goodness
me.
those people are
Yeah.
around.
I'll give you some ideas, but then I don't know how
Yeah.
to make them, bring them to any. See, I can't even talk right.
You can't finish the statement. Blah, 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 blah.
Let's see. The next thing that I have is that there was just a report released in Texas. Nearly 300 priests have been identified with credible sexual accusations against them. For nearly 80, these nearly 300 priests have spanned for almost 8 decades, 80 years.
Mm.
We've talked about this before on the show. There was, what was it? They're doing investigations in New York and New Jersey. I forget the place. I think it was Baltimore or something. There was a place that like just did a study like this, and it was around the same number. And now
I
Texas
was gonna say, I
just did
feel
it.
like 300 is like the
It's
golden
like-
number.
It's like right
that's
around there.
right where it was before.
Mhm.
Ridiculous.
And it's very, very crazy. Oh, Pennsylvania. That's
I was
right.
gonna say,
It was
wasn't it
Pennsylvania.
local?
It was
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, that did it last.
Yeah.
And then they were saying the other areas were expected to be even higher than that, I thought. Right?
New York and New Jersey is expected to make this 300 number look like nothing. Like it's supposed to be huge there, is what they're projecting. Because by volume, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you do
It's
this
just
out
more.
in like Los Angeles or somewhere else, like a major city, it's going to be the kind of the same thing as that.
Disgusting.
Now, and people don't, this is like news to them? Like to people that are in these areas, like have no idea their church is doing this for so many years?
What's happening, and no, they don't. What's happening is that the Roman Catholic Church is putting these names out. They're making them public. It's now common knowledge. You can go out online and find the list of all these priests and find out if any of them are at parishes or churches or whatever they're
because
close
they're
to
all
you.
still doing what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no limit to their
They would
exposure
just,
to
they're
children
just
or anything
getting
else.
relocated.
Yeah.
So I'll make a recommendation to watch the movie Spotlight,
Okay.
because that was really eye-opening. Like I struggled because I was born and raised Roman Catholic.
Uh-huh.
I struggled. I was like, do I really want to watch this? And I'm really glad I did. It's absolutely ridiculous what has been going on for years and years and years. Part of it is just, they didn't want to bring shame to the religion. Okay, I can understand that. But when the numbers are growing and growing and growing, there is a huge problem and it's not being addressed. So I don't know what the solution is necessarily, but part of my belief is that if priests were ever allowed to not have the celibacy hanging over them, then maybe this wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like if they were allowed to be married.
Like other religions you can.
Right, and other religions you
don't
can.
have this problem in other religions.
Well,
I'm not saying it doesn't happen ever.
Right, and I'm like, because I just saw something else about another, I don't think he was necessarily he was probably a pastor, and he's being put in jail for I think 70 or 75 years. So, and I don't think he was a Catholic priest. So it's like, okay, so why is this guy now being sent to prison? We have all of these.
It makes me wonder,
priests.
what is it? Are they in this situation, and they start doing these things because of
Right.
outside
Celibacy.
influences,
Yeah.
or do people who have these urges, whatever you want to call them, go into that line specifically because they know that they can
Be around
children
that they can
unsupervised without any, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where does that fall? Do they,
honestly,
you know what I mean?
it could probably be a little
Definitely.
bit
I'm
of
sure it
both.
probably is.
And
That's a really good point.
Right.
We've gone to your parents' church, Jackie, for communions
Various,
and whatever things, and it's right at the front door. There's a sign. Go to this website, sign up, learn how to be a priest. Go to this school. Da 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 da. It's right there, and I mean, somebody could look at it and be like, "Well, that's a good reason to, I could do this or whatever." I don't know, but it's absolutely crazy, and like Jackie said, I'll second your thought on the movie Spotlight. Because I knew that there was stuff going on, and it's always kind of been like a joke to to some people, like whatever.
Yeah, I think 2004 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
I remember it coming up in conversations when I was in college, and
That movie just puts it all out there,
yeah,
and it shows how they found out and why you don't hear about it very often, in the community or otherwise.
and that was up in
It's really crazy.
Boston, right?
Yes.
And they're not getting in trouble?
No.
No.
They're just relocating.
One of the biggest things about this story is that the Roman Catholic Church is run by a foreign body.
Yep.
They aren't a part of America. They don't pay taxes. There's nothing. And realistically, if you think about it, including the churches and the private schools and all that stuff, the Catholic Church owns more business by square foot than almost anybody in America.
It's crazy to think about, but you're right.
And
they do.
and they are essentially untouchable by the federal government because they are a foreign body. They are from Rome, from the Vatican.
Yeah.
So, but what's happening now is that on a state level, investigations are being done, and they're uncovering things, as you can see, that go back as far as 80 years plus, right? And once they get enough, I don't know when enough is enough. I imagine it's coming very, very soon. There's already certain aspects of this that's being investigated federally, but soon there's going to be a huge bombshell about
Yeah,
this.
because I feel like the kids aren't being protected at this point.
No.
And it's causing an extreme disconnect
Yeah.
between people
Right.
and the Catholic Church
And they think
church in general.
a
Yeah.
lot of kids who didn't say anything for many, many years, basically because they're priests. Who would believe a child over a priest back in the 70s, 80s, whenever?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you're, in that community, the priest, I mean, he is the be all end all. That's who you
Yeah.
go to for help. That's
He's
who you
a
go
holy
to for,
man.
he's everything.
Oh my, yeah, I'm sure
So-
they could say this is normal, and any
Oh.
kid. So
Oh, yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're just imagining it, or
Right.
it's not true. And it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
There's so much to it.
Makes me sad.
Mhm.
Were all of you raised religious? Were you like religious coming up? Did you go to church all the time? Or
I was not.
no?
I was baptized.
Same.
But my mother was not a religious person, or she was raised that way, but she didn't practice. And I think she kind of had a falling out with the church at some point in her life, and so she kind of just didn't do anything with us. I mean, I've gone a few times. I enjoy it.
What were you
but,
baptized?
Catholic.
Okay.
Allison.
I'm Episcopalian, so
Okay.
we went to church growing up at St. James
Okay.
in Downingtown. And we went to like Bible Sundays and like did all that kind of stuff, like the Bible school. But when we got older, we didn't go as much.
Yeah. Do you still go at all now? Anybody?
Not as much as I would like, honestly. I think the last time I went was when Summer was baptized.
Right.
So
I was baptized as a Baptist in Virginia, and I just eventually kind of had a falling out over their views on like gay people and just people that are different in general.
Yeah.
And I just was like, well, that's not really how I feel,
Yep.
and I don't particularly feel that that's how God feels, if there is a God. I don't think that
Yeah.
and so that wasn't for me, and I stopped, and I only go back when absolutely necessary.
I make him go to events. No, I wish I did go to church more. I will say that. My whole life until I basically went to college, I was at church every Sunday, unless I had a soccer game or some event or whatever. But like religiously, we went every Sunday.
No pun intended.
But now, like occasionally, my mom will be like, "Hey, it's a holy day of obligation. Can you come to mass with me at like noon or whatever?" And she'll pick me up from work and we'll go. And so at least I'll try to get there on holy days of obligations. But sometimes I'm like, Sundays are like the only day sometimes I have to myself, I feel like.
Yeah.
And even then, if I'm playing soccer, it's just too hard to
Fit it in.
even going to 8 a.m. mass, because I normally have to be out of the house by like 9 to be wherever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just too much.
I think God totally gets it. I think God's totally fine with it.
Yeah, and I tell my parents, because my parents are two different religions. So my mom's Catholic, my dad is something else. He goes to a church called Marsh Creek Church. It's right on the outside of like where Severn Apartments is.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
so that's where he goes. And he's always like, you can always come to my church. I'm like, I don't have 2 hours to sit there at your church. At least Catholic church is an hour. And I know when to sit and stand and kneel, and I know most of the prayers, and but I'm like, it's not that. Sundays are tough for me sometimes. So I should probably go on Saturday nights, but if we have something going on, then that's out of the question too. So
I always feel like such a goofball going to her church with Jackie,
Why?
because everybody there, first of all, the building is like
beautiful.
it's the biggest building non-Coliseum that I've ever been in, probably.
Mhm.
And it's really nice, but everybody's so into it. Like you look around and everybody is just like so into it.
Everybody knows what they're doing.
They know
knows
the
the
prayer.
lines,
They know what they're doing.
The drill,
right.
yeah.
And I don't. So like when everybody like
sit down.
thanks to
Stand up.
thanks
Just follow the
to
herd.
you
Just
or
do what they
whatever. I'm
do.
just like I just
like,
stand there
just
totally
move your mouth
silent.
a
And
little
I'm
bit,
probably
and, like,
the
you look
biggest
around,
person in the
nobody will
room
know.
overall.
Yeah.
So like I probably stick out like a sore thumb and I'm just standing there openly not really praying and openly I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm still probably just as tall as everybody standing up when I'm kneeling on the little thing.
Yep.
And it's funny. But anyway, so the last story that I have is that researchers in Israel announced this past week that a cure for cancer was possible within the year. The new treatment called MUTA2, which stands for multi-target toxin, is more like a cancer antibiotic. In an interview with Jerusalem Post, Dr. Morad explained that the new treatment involves using several cancer-targeting peptides for each cancer cell at the same time, combined with a strong peptide toxin that would kill cancer cells specifically.
That's amazing.
So in other words, like this cocktail. So I was saying earlier, it's a pill. It doesn't appear so. It sounds like it's like an IV type deal, but it will literally target the specific area where the cancer is and just eradicate that and that only. So the cure would be effective from day one, and the patient would be administered exactly the molecule cocktail needed to cure the disease. MUTA2 would render cancer a manageable disease like AIDS became following the discovery of the triple drug cocktail.
Ah.
It could also reduce the sickening side effects from most cancer treatments.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've watched people go through that, and it is horrible to watch people and what they experience, and it's not because of the cancer; it's because of the treatment for cancer,
Right.
And it destroys your everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just horrible to watch and
Well,
see
then they're
someone
so
do that.
weakened and so
They're not eating and they can't.
Yeah.
I mean, and the quality of life is horrendous. All for a chance to live, which is ironic.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
But I think it means the zombie apocalypse is coming soon.
Right. I always think that pretty much automatically whenever I see an article like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this could be really great or 50-50 chance, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
at
that
least.
much. It's 50-50 chance. It could end the world.
Yeah.
And like, I automatically think about that. And it's funny because
Will Smith will tell you.
yeah.
It happens.
No, it's
Well, I'm going to him because he found the
He
cure.
found
and
the cure for zombie.
I Am Legend.
he was the cure, wasn't he?
No, remember he had the zombie and he kept drawing blood and testing different things, and he took the vial and he gave it to the lady.
Because the vial was his
when the
blood.
zombies were all attacking his house and they were in the little thing. And then the bomb went off and it was
Brad Pitt did it too.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Brad Pitt did.
So he's a good one. Go to.
He did it second, so.
But
Will
we have
Smith's from Philly, so.
Yeah.
we have
true.
a couple minutes before break. Is there anything that you guys saw that caught your eye this week? Is there anything going on that you thought was interesting? Anything?
Really, really putting us on.
No, it's okay.
I actually
Yeah.
saw an article.
Yeah.
Go on.
Let's hear about it.
I briefly saw it. It was about this man who smoked too much weed and bit his dog.
Oh my god, I saw that.
Right?
How
Crazy.
much weed? I think I'm
And
sorry.
bit
why
an
did that
FBI
weed-
agent.
That it had to be laced with
his
something.
own dog.
There is
Yeah,
no
bit his
way
dog.
you could smoke enough
Why
to
would
do
you
that.
bite your dog?
I don't know.
There's
He
got to
bit
be
his dog
something.
and then he
hungry?
bit somebody else too.
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
It's
that
I
had
guess
to be
it
laced.
reminded me because of the zombie apocalypse.
Yes,
I'm
that
thinking
makes
about
totally
biting.
I don't know.
That's too funny.
Like I don't think you could be that high with just
Right,
weed.
why'd you go around biting people?
That
Like
doesn't
your
make any
dog?
sense.
Like that dog loves you.
Like I could see like eating all the food in your house or
But
passing out somewhere or like
But how do we know?
Right.
How do we know? Was the dog injured? Like, how hard did he bite this dog? And how do people know, he bit the
Jackie,
dog?
you have a lot of questions. I feel like I need to. I need to look
I'm
it
sorry.
up.
I'm thinking about these things rationally.
and wait, there was an FBI involvement in
Yeah.
some point too, which makes you wonder, well, how did they even get involved?
yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can find it.
It's suspicious to me.
Yeah, that whole thing sounds crazy.
It's a little weird.
Do you remember I don't remember. It was a few years ago.
When people
the guy
were eating
in Florida,
people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It was all because of bath
crazy.
salts or
Nuts.
whatever.
Like literally
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was freaking out.
Yeah, me too. I was
Were
like,
you
it's
in
here.
Florida?
Yeah,
at
were
the
you in
time?
Florida at the time?
No, I was
Oh.
like,
I was
it
like,
was not very long before I moved to Florida, though.
Oh, you saw that that happened. You were like, I want to move to Florida.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really great place to live.
All the weird things and weird people really do happen in Florida.
True.
They do. Every article, and it's like, oh, not Florida. No, another one. Florida.
Look, naked Virginia man charged after allegedly biting dog and off-duty FBI agents.
I guess he was out
He
in
was
public.
naked too.
Naked
Wait, in Virginia.
in Virginia.
And this has happened recently. It's fucking cold.
Virginia's for lovers.
It happened on
It was just this.
taking me somewhere else.
Did you win
I
like
don't
an
know.
Amazon gift card or something?
Yeah, right. You won.
I hate this.
I'm not getting any service, so I don't know. But
No, it's okay. Did you guys? How did you guys make out during the polar vortex this past week? Last week,
It was cold. It sucked.
yeah.
But it's going to be
Cool.
really warm this week. It's
Yeah.
actually nice out now.
I'm so excited for Tuesday.
Tuesday's going to be almost
60 and sunny.
Oh my God.
Not
It's
gonna
I'm
be
wearing
rain.
shorts and a t-shirt.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Groundhog said early spring,
Yes.
so I don't know.
It was a very big hat. Is it, Allison, is it a big thing in your house, Groundhog Day, the boys and stuff?
No, I mean, they
do
mentioned
care?
it, but
Jackson learned about it for the first time this year in school, so he was pretty excited about it. He kept calling it a hedgehog. I'm like, oh, what, Sonic's going to be there? What?
Yeah.
He's like, wait, Sonic is the ground? And I'm like, no, never mind.
Mommy made a joke.
Yeah, and then nobody ever gets them. So yesterday morning, I woke up and I saw on my phone like what had happened. So I called the boys and I'm like, okay, guys, what are your guesses? And of course, one guess shadow, one guess no shadow. Jackson really wants more snow. I'm like, I can't. No,
Yeah.
that's not acceptable. Don't worry, we'll probably still have
yeah,
more
we'll still
snow.
yep.
So yeah, it was a.
I'm just glad we weren't in like the Northwest or like the
Midwest.
Yeah, I
Midwest.
saw some
Yeah.
crazy videos.
It's colder in Chicago this past week than it was in Antarctica, which is
by
bananas.
an extreme
A
amount.
lot, yeah. A lot.
And they said, I heard on the radio that the temperatures in those extreme areas are going to swing about 120 degrees or something
Oh,
because they were like negative 50, 60, whatever.
yeah.
And then they're going to go up to like positive 50 and
Crazy.
almost 60
I was looking at all
degrees.
these pictures and stuff of people, their toilets exploding because of all the water in their toilets would freeze, or like ice appearing like
inside of their
the
house, yeah.
like at random things,
Yep.
or all the you see all like the jeans.
yeah.
Yes,
The
the
frozen-
girl with
yeah,
the
I
hair.
love it. Yes.
Yeah,
I did you see them lighting the train tracks on fire?
I heard about it.
That was crazy too.
Wow.
Like because all the steel was like shrinking and like morphing and falling apart. Like
That's
the
a
train
issue.
could just go down and just roll right off the tracks because it just disassembled itself. I did have one more thing to talk about before we go on break. February is Black History Month, and I saw something. I follow Sean King on everything: Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. He puts out a lot of really great content, and recently he announced that he's redoing the North Star, which was a news source created by Frederick Douglass, which I think is really, really cool. And he's got a website that he's asking people to kind of join and go check out. It's called buildingthenorthstar.com. He doesn't pay us. But I just think it's a really cool project and a really cool thing. And if you like to stay up on, news that's often missed by the mainstream media, Sean King is a good follow on Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff because he really pays attention to a lot of stuff. He was really big into like the Centolia Brown case, the girl who got she's getting let out of jail real soon. He was really big into that, and he's really big into a lot of the police brutality cases that aren't mentioned anywhere anymore. It's like excommunicated off of Facebook. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but like filming the cops is not a page anymore. Like they just stopped putting that shit out. But I think that stuff like that needs to be observed. And happy Black History Month to everybody as well.
Nice.
But so we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to have a special relatable radio.
Radio.
Bang, 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 bang. We'll be right back. Everybody make sure you check out an all-new exclusive episode of Might Be Brews this week. Friday's a doubleheader, people. We got the exclusive Might Be Brews on their off week. We got an all-new Might Be Tunes. Doubleheader Friday, perfect way to cap off Takeover week at the Might Be News Network. That's right, we got different shows on different shows all week this week. Tune in tomorrow for a Might Be News edition of Relatable Radio, followed by Might Be Sports being taken over by the Might Be Brews guys. It's going to be incredible. Make sure you check it out. Get at us on mbnnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Relatable. Oh, wait a minute. It's Takeover week. We are the ladies of Relatable Radio, and we're taking over Might Be News this week because we wanted to give you a little taste of what our show might be like. Now, obviously, this show is set up a little differently than our normal show, but
Yeah, we don't have structure.
Yeah,
or
there's no
talking
structure.
points or
like Amy doesn't even bring a notebook anymore.
No.
Like this is major.
That is so true.
it is.
Remember when you did?
She was our planner.
We
She
would-
was our
we would
planner. She
have,
wrote
like,
all ideas
We'd figure
down.
out what we wanted to
Right.
talk about.
We've come a long way.
And we had like all these ideas and now it's like we don't need. We
Yeah.
just sit and we
We're confident.
Yeah.
are.
We are independent women.
We are also married to the men of Might Be News.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Taylor is obviously my husband. And then Amy is
Co-host Kev is mine.
Yep. And co-host Danny is mine.
well,
That's cool. This way, listeners get to hear the different personalities on the network.
plus on the off chance that the men do talk about us on occasion, now you can kind of put a voice to the name.
Yeah.
Right.
But really, if you tune into our show, we talk about the men way more than I'm sure they talk about us.
Yeah. So if you want to
Yeah.
know all the
So,
horrible
You
things,
want to know all
they
the
do
other
and all
the real truth.
skeletons in the closet.
And check us out.
Check out Relatable Radio.
Bang, 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 bang. No, I'm really glad we did this. And I'm really excited to do What's the Point in Late Review with you guys because your husbands are pretty good at it. Danny's like really good at
I
it.
was gonna say my husband.
Danny's really good at it.
Kev is not
Kev's been doing better.
better.
He stepped up his game, hasn't he?
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
Kev in this situation.
You are.
You are.
And you're Danny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
I feel like
you're
that's
like
what's
kind of the
happening.
I thought we
wild
knew
card of
that.
Relatable Radio, whereas Kevin's the wild card of Might Be News.
Correct. Yeah,
But it's
correct.
all
But I thought we knew that.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't
Yeah.
new.
Right. I just wanted, to
This
can't
might
have-
be news to somebody.
right.
you can't have two wild cards married to each other because they'd be a hot mess.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
No, you gotta
Gotta even
balance
each
it
other out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No,
opposites
It's all about
attract
the
and all
yin and
that.
yang.
see, Jackie's like right in the middle. She's not quite a wild card, but she
She can be.
can be. She definitely can be. And I guess same
She
with
keeps
me.
us grounded here, moving and,
Because like I think the same kind of balance happens on Might Be News, where Kev's the wild
Yeah.
card, Danny is definitely not the wild card, and I'm kind of halfway in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it works the same
Works.
both ways.
You got to be
Yeah.
in the between if it's going to work. You're either real wild or real cool and calm, collected.
Is
or
that what
you're
I am?
even.
I'm calm and cool, collected. Am
Compared
I?
to Kevin,
I
yeah.
would say
sound
so.
that way.
If we're comparing notes to Kevin, absolutely.
That's too funny. No, I Takeover week. It's massive success already.
Sorry, what was that?
Massive.
It's
That's hard to do.
It's a
Massive
massive success.
It's very successful.
It's been a big success.
Like when you're trying to write a word and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know how to spell that.
Yeah,
How can
so
I
find
raise
another
this?
word.
Yes.
I do it
Adults,
all
we
the
can
time.
admit it. I even do that with grammar sometimes. So I'm like, I'm not sure how that. Okay, I'm just going to start over from scratch.
Semicolon, comma, I don't know.
Are you guys ready for what's the point?
Yeah.
We are ready.
Let's do it. What's the point? Is there a point to this? What is your
Are
point?
you just going to sit there and look stupid?
All right, week 21. What's the point? Jackie, what's your point?
So on Relatable Radio, I've talked about a couple of times this sweet little girl, Julia. She is 2 years old and she is battling a very rare and aggressive cancer. So family and friends of the parents are hosting a beef and beer on February 23rd from 1 to 5 at St. Anthony's Lodge in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Apparently there's limited space. So you want to make sure that if you plan on going or can attend, donate, whatever you can do, make sure you do it sooner rather than later. I have to go around to a couple different like restaurants and establishments to see about any donations for raffles. So obviously there's going to be some beef. There'll be some beer.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have music, 50/50s, raffles, and then apparently also a silent auction. So if you can make it out, you should. There is a website, and it's www.juliaadamscancerfund.org. Well, I'm going to share this on the Relatable Radio website page on Facebook, and then I'll
share it on the Might Be
Perfect.
News one as well.
That Might Be News gets the share as well. So
Yeah. I think it'll be a big event.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We got
Yeah.
tickets. They're 30. Tickets are 35 a piece, and I can't remember. Like I know that's for adults. I don't know if they charge for children, but obviously less, and I assume at some age it's probably free because they probably don't eat beef or drink beer. So
And it's at my mother-in-law's restaurant, so I
Yep.
can say it'll be very nice.
Oh, it'll be
Yeah.
delicious. 'cause
yeah, as soon as I saw it, I like texted
That's-
her. I was like, little Julia's thing is at St. Anthony's. So
And if you can't go, is there still is their GoFundMe page still going
Yep.
on?
yes, and I'm looking on here if they have it or not. It's
Either way,
probably not on here,
but it might be on their website. Go check it out.
yeah.
Um,
And I know, so one thing that Amy, who I went to like elementary school and everything with, she's in the past couple of her updates has at the bottom listed all the legit sites for her daughter. Apparently there's some really crappy people out there that try to hone in on this and find a way to fundraise their own money, and
People are assholes.
yeah.
Oh my
So they're really
God.
trying to like jeopardize everything. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're getting it right from the source. It's either Julia's Fight for Cancer on Facebook or through Amy's page. She lists all the legit sites that you can go to and visit. Any questions, hit us up on the Facebook page, and I'll be happy to assist in any way I can.
There's also ways, just to add to your point, I guess. There's also other ways to help out. There's the Stories for Julia, and there's a picture that kids are coloring and stuff
Yep.
for her as well. So make sure you check that out because it's very cool, very good cause.
Yep.
Allison, what's your point?
You know, I was at Walmart today, and
Always an adventure at Walmart.
I don't like Walmart. I'm definitely a more Target person. And I think I hate Walmart because of their checkouts. So,
Or
my
lack thereof.
point is why have 17 lanes for checking out when you only have register 11, 9, and 8 open? That's my point.
If that.
Valid point.
If that.
Well, let's think this through logically. Their prices tend to be the least expensive of every other store around,
True
right?
story. Yeah.
And that's probably because they don't have people working all the other registers.
Do self checkout lanes.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well, and
there's
I
a
think-
solution to that.
Yeah. I do think that eventually they're going to have to step up their game.
Yeah.
I went there I think I was there last Sunday, And I was like, all right, Kim, like up and down the aisles, make sure we had everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we either wait this out and hope
Right.
that the line dies down, or we're still going to be in a shit show. We were still in a shit show.
Yeah. I feel like you need to have like one person go get everything we need and the other person stand in line.
And just
Yeah.
wait.
And by the time you're done, you'll
Yeah.
be like maybe close.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I have 20 minutes before I have to get out of
Yeah.
here. So you have 5 minutes
Nobody
to
knew.
shop and 15 minutes
There-
to stand in
Yeah,
line.
people
and
are
check
like,
out.
what line are you in? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just standing in this line that everyone else is in, and then whatever opens.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this family, there was a family in front of us, and it was like a husband and wife and a few kids. And it looked like they were just purchasing some pillows. But really, once they moved those out of the cart, there was a few other, not much, but stuff at the bottom. I'm like, they're only getting like minimum stuff. This shouldn't take long. And then there was the pillows. I'm like, wrong. But it still wasn't that much. And the trick is you have to find the cashier that's the fastest, that actually like wants to get you in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to customer service.
Yeah.
They will.
That line gets crazy too.
Yeah.
And then you're dealing with a bunch of weirdos.
Like the thing is too is like their aisles into their registers are super long, I feel like.
Yeah.
So like the worst thing ever in Walmart is to be standing in line forever.
Yeah.
You get caught in between the candy and the stupid nonsense on the other side, the tabloids. And somebody opens up a register like two
You can't even
things
get to
down,
it.
and you can't even get
Right.
there.
No.
And like I go in there for like sometimes I get whatever, but like most of the time I'm in Walmart, I'm there for like a couple things.
Mhm.
That's just me personally.
Yeah.
And if it's not electronics and I have to go up front, I get so mad.
Yeah.
That's
That's
like
my
I have
thing.
two things. You
That is
son
so
of a bitch.
true.
Like,
Ruins my day.
oh.
The parking lot sucks.
Oh, yeah. You know, though, name one parking lot that's actually laid out decent.
I
That's
never
a
have a
good
problem
point.
at Target though.
Yeah, true.
I have my
Just-
favorite spot that seems to always be there for me. And it's on the side.
reserved. Oh, you go the side.
I
I
go
go
the
the side
side
too.
one.
I like
Yeah.
to do that because then I don't have to with the kids. I don't have to
Yep.
walk through the parking lot. I can go right to the sidewalk
Yep.
right there and right in. I do like that. Those sides.
And Target will be like, hey, this lane's open. And they like help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have self checkout
Yeah.
there now.
Yep.
There's only like, what, 4? But
I never have to wait in line.
No,
Target,
I've never
ever.
really
I've
waited.
had to wait in the self checkout line because there's times I'm like, that is not self checkout
Oh.
stuff. Like
Oh,
they
I
had a
hate
whole
that.
cart of shit, and it's
Yeah.
like no. They need to really put a sign up saying like you should
Yeah.
not have more than X amount
Right.
of things in your
Yeah.
basket or cart. Like if you have a whole cart of things, you go get out of this line.
You should say that.
There's a woman at
Item.
Target that I avoid
oh, which
getting
one?
in.
I've probably seen her.
Maybe you'll know
Describe
when
her
I
in
say,
detail.
but she's a talker, right? And she'll like ask and she'll like comment on all the items you have as she's scanning them.
Amy, I
Oh,
know who you're talking
you
about.
know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about because every time she's there, I'm like, nope.
Nope.
I will wait over
I mean,
there.
she's very nice.
Like
So
what
then
kind
I
of
feel like she
comment?
goes home to her cats and has no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So she like it could be, oh, look at that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I can't.
Wow.
Yeah, do you like this? Oh, yeah, I know. I saw this. I
She's like,
almost bought it, and I'm like,
tampons.
yeah, right. Like,
oh,
I
that
love-
time of the
yeah.
month.
I love the smell of this candle, and
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up and do your job.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
Can you hurry it up, please?
And then she'll like look up and be like, oh, where's her hat? And she'll talking about summer. I'm like, she won't keep it on her head. Can we keep scanning?
Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
stop
Yes.
and like talk. And
Does she have shoes on? Like, oh my God. Yeah. So I
Yes,
guess there's
no,
flaws.
none of your business.
Right.
yeah, so I avoid her
Yeah, me
like
too.
the plague.
Real quick before we move on to Amy's point, I just want to say something real quick. You said show me a parking lot that works. Florida, Central Florida in general gets a lot of shit wrong. Okay. One thing they get absolutely correct is their parking lots.
Really?
Straight up. All the parking spots are slanted, and each lane is one way going the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, like, not
They really
only
should do it
is
that
there
way.
no other oncoming traffic going through the parking lots,
Yeah.
It's easy
but
to
the
get
parking spots are slanted, so they're easier to get into, easier to get out of,
yeah,
and easier to see if people are parked there.
I like it.
Yeah,
Why do we not do this?
Yo,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
'Cause we live in
And I bet
Pennsylvania.
there's a lot less accidents in parking lots because of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody's drunk in Florida, like for the
Oh,
most
that's
part.
true.
So that still happens, but just the layout's better. But anyway, Amy, what's your point?
I'm a little taken back in my imagination thinking about how easier it would be to park. Anyway, back to my point. So we've all heard us being ladies, and it's a constant diets and weight loss and, all the things people say, that breakfast is supposed to be the most important meal of the day, right? Like it's been drilled into our heads. It's really important. You have to get a good breakfast and blah, blah, blah. So the Associated Press did some research and found that the study that, this was years ago, because when it started, it was 80s, 90s was when that whole thing started. That study that concluded that about, and it being, weight loss, it helps with weight loss to have a good breakfast. It was paid for by Kellogg's. So
Joke's on them because I don't even really eat Kellogg's. So.
But did you when you were a kid?
I don't think so.
They tell all these parents that it's really important to feed your kids breakfast. I mean, it is important to feed your kids breakfast. I wouldn't say that. But they made it a huge thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing with too, so kids in school, they should eat breakfast because there's no way they're making it to lunch.
No.
Right.
I barely made it to lunch.
I barely make it to lunch now.
As an adult.
Shit, it just sucks that we're adults and we can't just look at our parents and be like, suck it. You're wrong.
I enjoy breakfast.
I love breakfast is my favorite meal to eat.
I never eat
breakfast foods.
Yeah.
Are my favorite. But a lot of studies, you see these studies, every article you read, everything, you have to be very careful of fine print because there was another one I found last month. They did a study that said that, quote unquote, the science behind the recommended or to reduce the sugar in your sugar intake, because everybody's like, oh, don't eat sugar. But they said the science behind that was really weak, that you should do that and you should limit your sugar. That study was paid for by Coke and Hershey.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. That they were saying that they paid for a study for people to say that, no, you really shouldn't reduce your sugars.
Huh.
Of course, they don't want you to reduce your sugars because
Right.
you're not buying their products.
Shady shit.
Shady shit, big time.
Shady
and they
shit.
and they pay people. I mean, they're doctors and research people and but you are paid for to come up with a certain answer because you can spin data anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Depending on how you look at it and what you do.
Wow.
So
is anything even real
I
anymore?
know.
No.
Is that something you can tag me in or something or share with me?
Yeah.
Like that article?
Yeah, I can
I'll
share
post
it.
it on Might Be News.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people will be interested to read
It's
that.
definitely interesting.
That's crazy.
Huh.
But be careful what
What
you
you
believe in.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Well, right. Well, like all these focus groups and stuff are being paid by people.
Yeah. And
you
it's
know.
all on it's all on how you ask somebody a question because you can ask someone a question to lead them to an answer.
Right.
They do it all the time. It's very easy to do.
That's what happens in courtrooms.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
The lawyers still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, chances are the people that are doing this for these corporations are their lawyers. And people like that. People on their legal team and shit like that.
Mhm.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
Marketing is all fake.
It is. Well, it's finding what they want you to see and making it seem like it's something that you want to see.
Yes, that was very well put.
Bang!
Wow.
Bang, 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 bang!
Nailing it.
All right. So I swear to God, I'm only going to do that in this episode.
Right. He's gonna do it
It's
the
not
rest.
my new
He's
thing.
gonna do it for the rest of the day.
I
You
will
guys won't
probably
even
do-
know.
Probably do it the rest
I'll
of the day.
snap it if it happens. I'll have my
Probably-
camera ready.
But I won't do it ever again on this show, I swear. I probably will. My point is that, first of all, let me just start this out by saying that neither of my usual co-hosts are into comic books or comic book movies or anything.
Unlike your co-host.
I don't
right
think
now.
that I picked a much better audience today
Yeah.
to field this question.
Probably not.
But it was just announced this week that Ben Affleck will not be returning as Batman.
Is it because he's still drunk?
I have no
He's
idea.
got a drinking problem.
I think he had something going
in
on.
rehab.
Yeah, something. He's not doing well. From what I heard.
Damn.
They were probably like, liability. We don't want him back.
I think there was something else going on too. Like he just didn't like the director, or they didn't agree on the script, or whatever.
Creative differences.
Creative difference.
Oh, yeah.
But the big question now is that who is going to be the next Batman? And I've seen all the Batman movies, all of them. Have you guys seen? How many Batman movies have you seen? Did you see the Christian
Yes.
Bale ones? You
Yeah,
did.
obviously.
No.
And the
Allison,
older
no?
ones, like the
Yeah.
Michael Keaton,
Michael
Val
Keaton
Kilmer.
and-
You've seen
yeah.
all of them pretty
George
much.
Clooney. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, do you guys have a favorite Batman? And next question is, who do you guys think, as ladies, who would you like to see as Batman?
You know, I don't even want it to be somebody that exists right now. I would love to see an up and comer get the opportunity to like, as long as he's
Make
good,
yeah.
to like,
It's a really
as long
big
as he's
shoes to
good.
fill. Christian Bale and Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian
No,
Bale was
I
my
love-
favorite since he was in Newsies.
I
I just
know.
there's you know
Lori,
yeah, oh
Teddy,
yeah, right,
whatever you want to call him from Little Women.
women, yes, he just
Yep,
yeah.
yep. But I don't know, because it's like you need to be in a like an appropriate age range,
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Ryan Gosling.
He was on the list. Let me see if I
I
can.
don't know
pull
if he should be.
He's
though.
a dreamboat. He could
He is a
pull off the
dreamboat.
Bruce Wayne.
He is,
but
but I feel
can
like
he pull off
I
Batman?
don't know. I don't know if he should for his career. I like him, what he's doing, and
Yeah.
not that I wouldn't mind seeing him more. But I feel like you have to be a little bit dark and twisty to be Batman because let's be honest, Bruce Wayne's got issues, and
He's got mommy
he's-
daddy issues.
he's got serious mommy daddy issues, abandonment issues. He is dark and twisty in that brain. He really needs therapy. So whoever it is, I feel like you have to be a little edgy and a little dark to
But who is
play
that?
the role well. I don't know.
I feel like since I'm always watching Grey's Anatomy, that Alex would be great at that.
Oh, I could see Alex doing that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Alex Karev as
Mhm.
Batman.
I don't know. I'm so used. I've seen him obviously as Alex Karev for many
But he's
years.
dark and twisty.
Yeah.
And he was Maximo in the Wedding
He
Planner.
was.
So
He was.
Oh.
So I'm going to say this, that I, as a movie fan and as a comic movie fan, I do not want to see another origin story. I don't want a 20-something-year-old Batman that just figures out how to be Batman and, oh my God,
So what do you want to see?
I'm not with it. I would prefer to
pick
see
up
middle-aged to late Batman.
You want to see an old man Batman?
Like,
Christian Bale.
not old, but
Done.
grizzly. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's been through it.
Who has
Been fighting for
arthritis?
years.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Yo, Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Well,
He's not on my
probably-
list, but he might be now.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to hear my top couple that I think would be a good Batman? By the way, Michael Keaton is the best Batman, and
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is the best Bruce Wayne. Okay, that's my opinion
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
would
opinion.
agree.
because they're two different things.
I know.
They're two different people.
But yeah, you never seen them in the same room. You never seen them in the same room. But my top, I guess, couple to maybe choices would be John Hamm, might be a
Okay.
good Batman, and a good Bruce Wayne. I think you
Yeah.
pull off both.
He's a good looking dude.
Michael Fassbender.
Okay, done.
These people are.
I don't know.
Done.
John Hamm was in.
Allison and I are looking at each other like, I have no freaking clue.
Shit.
I'm really
What
bad
was
with
that show?
names.
Mad
John
Men.
Hamm was in Mad
Mad
Men.
Men.
He was like the main character in the AMC show Mad Men. He was in Tag.
Oh, I
Yeah.
watched Tag.
He was
Tag?
he was the guy that ran the pharmaceutical company. The guy
In
that
the beginning of the movie, he was
reporter was
interviewing-
originally there to see.
Oh.
That's John
Gotcha.
Hamm. Okay.
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 I see. I could see it.
Michael Fassbender played Magneto in the recent X-Men
That
movies.
doesn't help me.
That doesn't help you?
Hold on.
Nope.
What else was Michael Fassbender?
Let's- show me
hold on.
pictures.
So we got John Hamm.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
John
okay.
Hamm.
Yeah.
and-
Okay.
Oh, I have pictures as well. Here's
Oh.
How did I think of that? I'm like looking at John Hamm. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
I do like him a lot.
Michael,
He's
in Mad Men.
Michael Fassbender. I actually
Oh.
really,
Oh.
I like him a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taylor's always like, "Your boy's in this," and I'm like, "Which one?"
Which one? No, I like
I
him.
do
Yeah,
like Michael.
I definitely
Fassbender.
could see
He's got
that.
really good eyes.
Yes.
And like a
another
strong
one
face.
is
for the ass.
Army Hammer.
Army Hammer for I
MC
hate
Hammer?
the name.
What?
Army. Hold on.
This guy.
It sounds like a tool. Okay. He's handsome.
He's like a pretty
He's-
boy.
I was going to say, he's too
He
pretty.
needs to be a little bit more rugged.
He looks like
Yeah.
a Spider-Man, not a Batman.
but like I hate his name.
Army.
Yeah, Army Hammer. It just
Yeah, it sounds like
Arm
something
and
I would
Arm
be
and
like.
Hammer?
Right. That's
Hammer?
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about. Yeah.
Messy Johnson. Taylor always thought it's SC Johnson. Like you ever hear those
Yeah.
commercials for like his whole life almost, except for a couple months ago. He thought it was Messy Johnson.
That's what I swear to God I thought it was.
Seriously?
I swear to God I thought that's what it was. I thought it was Betsy Johnson wax. I was like,
Johnson?
that's weird, but okay.
It just makes me laugh.
And also maybe Tom Hardy. Maybe Tom Hardy.
He's Venom now.
He is Venom now.
And to be honest, I don't like his American accent. He's not clear cut. Like, I just feel like you wouldn't understand him.
Yeah, you're right.
And he sounds kind of like a child. Like, I love Tom Hardy. Like, he's easy on the eyes and he's pretty badass. Okay. But when you're talking about the dialect and the accents, he sounds like a child trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
Comes off like like Steve from Sex and the City. If anyone's ever watched Sex and the
yeah.
City,
Okay, yeah.
he sounds like a child.
He does sound like a child.
That's Tom Hardy when he speaks with an American accent.
And also maybe Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Okay, I like him.
Yeah.
I
I like
him a
number
lot.
2.
Yeah, me too. I
Michael
vote that.
Fassbender,
Number 2.
it is.
Michael Fassbender? All right. Yeah.
I'll get in touch with these Hollywood people.
Yeah.
We got this guy.
Their people need to call our people and all that stuff. All right, here we go with late review. I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
Can't believe I'm just hearing.
Why didn't I know about this sooner?
all right. So I'll start off quickly by saying my review is really fast. This past week, D'Angelo's Voodoo turned 19 years old, and I just cover to cover classic, instant classic, 10 out of 10, bang, 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 bang. 10 out of 10. If you've never listened to D'Angelo's Voodoo, it is an R&B classic. It just is. There's just countless good songs on there, left to right. How Does It Feel is the big track off that.
You guys
That's the one
remember
with the music video where he's butt ass naked
You're
the whole
like,
time.
Oh, yes.
A little.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. Little
Got
wait,
that cut.
Yeah, huh? Oh, yeah.
But he doesn't put out a ton of music, and his whole discography is great. But Voodoo is his best album, in my opinion. 10 out of 10. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All
I have a
right.
non-music one. So today we went to celebrate my in-laws' birthdays. We went to a place called Top Golf in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So it's like it's just about an hour away. Super easy to get down there. And it's think golf range, but it's much bigger and better than that. So you rent out bays, so you can do up to like 6 people per bay. It's almost like bowling. Like think bowling where you rent a lane, but it's with golf.
Mhm.
And they have little targets to hit in the field, and there's different like game modes you can do, and they have all the clubs there, or they even had like kids clubs for the boys today. It's actually really not that expensive at all. Depending on what time of day you go, it's either $20 to $50 per hour. But if you're having 6 people go for an hour,
Yeah.
that's not bad at all. But they have a full bar, a bunch of TVs to watch games. It's all heated because it's outdoors.
Oh, wow.
Even the benches, we had like this couch, and we sat down, and they were heated seats.
That's nice.
It was really nice. It was
Wow.
a lot of fun for anything. Little guys, big guys,
Yeah.
birthday parties, going to hang out. You can go by yourself if you wanted to.
And it's like
and just
more
hit some
fun
balls.
than doing like a driving range. Like
Yeah.
there's more to it than that.
Exactly. There's different game modes, and the balls are microchipped.
Oh.
So like you hit your
Actually.
name, and then it associates with the microchip, and then when it lands, that's how you get different point values
Oh.
depending on where you hit the ball.
So how are you? Like,
Oh no, I didn't
pretty-
play. I'm
Yeah,
a
I'm
spectator
not-
for that
yeah.
kind of thing. I had a great time just sitting there watching everybody else, and
That's cool.
you know, I'm not a golf person.
Yeah.
Me
yeah.
either.
But
Much
even I
better.
had fun, and I didn't even golf.
Huh.
If
That's
that goes
great.
to show anything. I mean,
Well,
they have a huge menu and all kinds of stuff. They have pool
what would you
tables
rate
and
it?
shuffleboard, and I would definitely probably rate it like 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Just a
Wow.
nice. It's because it's cheap, it's fun, something different. It's not too far away. I think it was great.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Allison?
Allison?
So I watched the movie Tully with Charlize Theron.
Okay.
So definitely not what I expected. It's very mentally like messes you up. Like it's like a twist.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of it.
So she's like a mom and she's pregnant with her third, and it's almost like, you know, that like postpartum, and like you get caught
Okay.
up with, like, you lose yourself because you're just raising these children.
Yeah.
And then she gets this like overnight nanny so she can sleep. And but it's very like, I don't want to say the ending, but like it just definitely is a twist to it. I did not expect it at all.
What would you rate it?
Maybe like a 6 or 7.
Okay.
6.5.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
view it? Like, what was it? Netflix or
On demand. It's something I
Okay.
definitely wanted to see. And then I was like HBO or something. I was like, oh, I'll watch this tonight. And even afterwards, I was like, Danny, this is not what I was expecting at all. Like, but I think it's good for women to see like you make things up in your head, like after baby, and you think you're like not normal, and you know this and that. When honestly, you need help.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
It's very cool. I'll check it out. Maybe
yeah, it might not be for you.
6 or 7 might not get me there.
I watched a documentary that my friend Jamie suggested that I watch on Netflix called Abducted in Plain Sight.
Oh my god,
This
that sounds terrifying.
Shit is the wildest story I've ever witnessed unfold.
Wait, so who is abducting
Is
who?
it a true story?
It was
Yes.
wild. Yes,
It's a true
wild.
story.
Yeah, it's a
about
documentary
one-
with the people that are involved.
So here's
in it.
one of
Okay.
the
True crime shit.
In 1974, 12-year-old Jan Broberg was abducted from a small community in Idaho. When Jan returned 5 weeks later, she assured her parents and courts that nothing had happened, enabling a pedophile to go free and paving the way for Jan's second abduction and years of sexual, emotional, and psychological abuse. This guy was a friend of the family's. They went to the same church. They had kids around the same age. He befriended the family. He manipulated them from day one. He got the mother doing crazy shit. The father's doing crazy shit. He took this girl, Jan, to horseback riding lessons, but really he abducted her. They were supposed to go for like horseback riding that day, bring her back. She had school the next day. It was like a Thursday night. She was supposed to go to school on Friday and live a normal life. He took her for 5 weeks.
Wait, and she came back and oh no, it's fine. And everybody fucking believed that?
He made up
No.
this elaborate lie.
It's way more.
Why would
It's
you
way-
possibly say that you
I
took my
can't.
kid for 5 weeks?
I don't even want to tell it. I don't
Wait,
know.
so he got
It's-
away with it?
No, yes,
After
he
that?
did.
He did for a while.
It's way, way, way more like,
Elaborate.
it's more than we could even tell you.
Yeah.
Like, and the way that this movie does it is that it's the story from the parents, like they're telling you,
And Jan herself.
and Jan herself.
Okay.
And her
so-
sisters chime in every once in a while and talk about
Right.
it.
Is it the real people?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And the story is like she put it on and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It was really, really crazy.
Wow.
Because he had the parents, he basically had them blackmailed, like pretty
Yeah.
much. So like
He got
They-
them to do things that they would have never
wouldn't
ordinarily
normally
done.
do, yeah.
And then he basically you could use that against them.
Right.
So that he was in a position to gain access to Jan that he was obsessed with.
right.
Jeez.
And
And
you
it was
come
in
to
the
find out-
70s, so they
Right.
had no like when they disappeared, they had no idea where they
Yeah.
were.
right.
None.
Like, you know what? Props to the detectives and police back then because I don't
Yeah,
know how the hell
seriously.
you do it. But it's wild.
It's on Netflix. You should watch it.
Yeah.
For
I'm
sure.
going to score it an 8 out of 10. My heart broke for the father in the one part because
Yeah.
like you could see he was trying so hard not to cry. Like I really feel like the parents are both victims in this, but
Yeah.
the mother, I want to slap the living shit out of her.
Yeah.
She said
the
something.
whole story's so fucked up.
When the daughter finally comes clean about everything after she comes back after the second abduction and she finally tells her parents truly why she did what she did, the mother's like, I can't believe, did she really believe that? Could she really believe that to be true? And it's like, bitch, you believed everything that man told you true.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
oh, that infuriated
You're still
me.
angry.
Yes.
No, it's crazy. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, it's good. It came out. It was like it's dated 2017, so it's been out a
Okay.
little while.
Yeah.
But
It's-
check it out.
It's going
wildest
viral a
story.
little bit right now. People are starting to talk about it because it's that crazy.
Yeah.
It really is that crazy.
Wild.
Check it out. Thanks.
But let's do This Week in History
Yeah, let's do that.
with Amy.
With me.
See, I am 100% positive that you're going to do this better than Kev.
That's not hard.
No,
Not
it's
hard.
not hard.
Love you, Kev.
You always do. Shout out, Kev.
So, this week in history, let's start way back when. 1789, the first president, George Washington, was elected.
Woohoo.
Woo! Good for you, buddy.
America.
1861, delegates from South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, all met, or Georgia and Louisiana met to establish the Confederate States of America.
Wow.
Yeah, right. 1938, Snow White was released by Disney. 1952, Queen Elizabeth II became queen when her father passed away.
Wow.
1959, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and J.P. Richardson are killed in a plane crash.
Wow.
The day the music died.
Hmm.
And 1964, the Beatles arrive in New York.
Beatlemania.
Beatlemania begins.
Holy shit.
And that's what I've got for this week in history.
Excellent job.
Wait. There's one more.
Oh,
There's
do
one
it.
more.
Do it.
Tomorrow, February 4th. While you're listening, it's February 4th. The Eagles are no longer Super Bowl champs. They're no longer defending their title. We don't know who's won yet, but they won it February 4th of 2018. So we're marking the anniversary. Go
Oh.
Eagles.
Very nice. You're welcome, Danny.
Yeah, that's shout out Danny. Even though I'm mad at you. You wouldn't share your good news story.
Go Eagles.
Speaking of sharing stories, share your source of history with Kev, maybe, because
This is probably a little thing called Google.
so great job this week, ladies. I'm really glad we did this.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
fun.
it was fun.
I like our show better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will like
sure.
our show better too. P.S.
Yeah, go listen to if you listen to Might Be News and you stop there, go back on Tuesday. Relatable Radio is there, and go check these girls out. They're here. They're doing this every week. They have a great time. I have a great time with you guys doing the, Relatable Radio as well.
Like the most fun
Every
with us?
Tuesday. Yeah, you guys are the best show for sure.
Woohoo!
Because I can literally just hang back and do nothing. You guys just take the reins and just
Yeah,
That's
run
'cause we're
with it.
go with
female.
it.
Yep,
Yeah.
just run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You
take
guys do a great
charge.
job.
Imagine if all your shows were female.
Oh my god, the female
Who run the
news-
world?
yeah.
Girls, go.
Might be cool, I guess. I don't know.
Might be cool.
But again, great job this week. Thank you guys for coming and doing
Thanks for
this.
having us.
Yeah.
Takeover
It's
week
fun.
continues tomorrow with a Might Be News edition of Relatable Radio,
Mhm.
and followed by Might Be Sports with the Might Be Brews guys, and Novak and Franz, and a doubleheader on Friday of Might Be Brews and Might Be Tunes. Get at us on mbnnetwork.com. It's easier than ever to find your favorite podcast. Say peace out, Amy.
Peace.
Peace out, Allison.
Peace out.
Peace out, Jackie.
Peace.
All right, guys. Have a great week. See you next time.